On the weekend of February the 6th, I attended the first tech conference dedicated to teenagers, and it was a blast. And I am going to be sharing my experience with you. Enjoy. This conference was dedicated to teaching teens about quantum computing, AI, AR, VR, and a whole bunch of bleeding edge technologies that have come out recently. And we got to sample a bunch of the products in interactive labs, and we also got to see different companies and what they got to offer. In addition to that, we also learned a lot about all these technologies. For example, we learned about different circuit types and different circuit components of a quantum circuit. And we also had a bunch of labs to learn about that weren't just about products. Like they gave us like kind of a workspace, and then we got to go and type code and run it and see how it worked and stuff like that, just to teach us about the topic. So overall, it catered to like visual learners, kinesthetic learners, which is hands-on, and auditory learners too. There was a lot of sections where they just talked for a little bit, then they showed a slideshow, and it was a lot of fun, and I got to like experiment and try out new things that I would not have the opportunity to without this. It was completely virtual too, and contrary to what I thought would happen, there were no technical hiccups and difficulties, or at least almost none, because it was really well planned, and the schedule was like, it gave a lot of leeway for this kind of stuff, for the speakers to go in, set up, and get comfortable with the environment. So in that regard, it was really easy to avoid technical difficulties, and it also was very well planned on my side. Like when I attended, I had time to just take a breather, I guess go use the facilities and that kind of stuff, while the next session was starting. And I got a lot of time to set up my like notebook and like the next page of my notes and that kind of stuff. So it was really well planned, and almost none of the talks were late, and that's pretty crazy. And that might be attributed to the speaker's function punctuality, but I think it was also the scheduling, because it gave a lot of leeway. The presenters consisted of various CEOs, uh, tech disruptors, and biggies in the tech field, uh, and they had a lot of insight and different ideas to give us, and we got to sample some of their products. For example, we got to sample the IBM quantum circuit platform, where you can create your own quantum circuits and run it on their quantum computers, which is pretty insane. We also got a couple of CEOs from various AR companies, and we actually got one that was dealing with BCIs, brain computer interfaces, the CEO of Blueberry BCIs. And all in all, the people that were talking were really well versed in their field, and a lot of them presented new ideas to the table, and they gave me at least a lot of insight into what might be out there. One suggestion I do have for the organizers, and for conferences catering to teens in general, uh, try to balance the days a little bit more. I felt like the first day was way too hectic, and I felt like extremely tired at the end of the first day. And then the second day was really, really easy for me, and that also might be attributed to the fact that like all of the speakers were talking more about like their experiences and their stories and stuff on the second day. But I found that the first day, the crowds at the beginning were like, it was jam packed. Like the conference, you could see there were like 30-40 people per session. Then as the day progressed, the numbers started dwindling, as opposed to the second day where the numbers stayed constant throughout. So I just feel like they could have balanced that a little bit more. But at that point, I'm just being picky, because the conference went pretty fluidly. If you're a teen or anyone looking to attend a conference, uh, I would suggest prepare yourself like in advance. get like a notebook and a set of ideas you want to tackle. Try to get a mind map set up, and you can use tools like online tools like mind map and stuff like that. They'll allow you to create mind maps, and you can kind of visualize different ideas and different topics on a graphical scale. Another thing I would suggest is try your best to take breaks between sessions. It will get pretty tiring if you don't take breaks between sessions. I feel like if you like just step away from the computer for a little bit, eat a snack, go take a nap, probably not recommended, but or like just use the facilities, just I don't know, just get off your laptop for a little bit or your electronics. That's a great way to unwind. Another thing I would suggest you do is try to do a little bit of research into these topics before, so that you can, like, if the conference presenter doesn't go into the basics of the topic really deeply, you still have some background into it. And yeah, that's about it. This was an amazing experience for me. It really allowed me to see into various fields and bleeding edge tech, and I would certainly suggest you do so too. Thanks for watching.